Well, hey there, and welcome to your morning jumpstart right here. Before I get into the topic that I wanted to talk about today, I just quickly wanted to first introduce myself to anybody who is new here. My name is Shalisa. I'm a confidence coach and mentor. So I am so excited that you are here. Another thing that I wanted to do quickly was just to make a quick announcement about the Rekindle Your Spark challenge / training that is coming up. So I've been putting this together and I'm really looking forward to bringing it to you guys. I have actually put that date together and I believe it's December the 6th. It's the first Monday of December, so could be wrong, but I think that's the right date. So December the 6th. And I'll be sure to keep you guys informed on how to get in on that and all the good stuff. So get excited about that because I am. But that's my announcement really quickly that I wanted to give to you. So yes. Now, before I get into exactly the dare, I guess you could say, I wanted to ask you first, do you remember a time when someone dared you to do something? I want you to try and recall that time real quick if you can. Okay, and think about it. So a dare is something that is not easy. And like normally, okay, you normally have to really think about it. There's a little bit of hesitation to it. You might even ask yourself, like, is this something that I can really do? Can I actually commit to doing this? Truth or Dare was one of those games that you had to really, you would normally pick truth because the dare, like people would just dare some pretty crazy things. But truth was one of those things where you were also like, I don't really want to have to say some of the things, you know what I mean? So a dare is serious. Well, I want to dare you today. I dare you to love and trust God. Now, before you say, okay, that's easy. Yes, I love God. Yes, I trust God. Like, is that really much of a dare? You really need to know something, okay? And that is that loving God, it's going to come at a cost. It will cost something to love God, to serve God, to trust God. To truly love Him and follow Him means sacrifice. The perfect example is Christ Himself. He gave Himself as a sacrifice, right? So for some people, it is going to even cost their very life. For others, it will just cost your livelihood, potentially. It's happening all over the world right now. Where we live right now, this stuff is happening. And God's love, it's on display in the message of the gospel, which is that God so loved you, He so loved me, He so loved the world, the people in the world, that He gave His one and only Son, His true treasure, that we could be saved, that we could come to believe in Him, that we could have everlasting life. And that message really, it's beautiful, right? But it's also offensive. It's both a message that's embraced and a message that is rejected. So if the creator of the universe loved you enough, loved me enough, that He gave His very best gift, I want to invite you to ask yourself today, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to leave behind in order to truly love and serve Christ? That's a serious question. You know, we've been actually studying out of the book of Ruth, and in the scriptures we learn that Naomi, she loses her sons and her husband. She loses the people in her life. And her daughter-in-law, she has two daughter-in-laws, Orpah and Ruth. And the two of them, they've lost everything. There's nothing left. The two of them follow with Naomi, after Naomi, into the land of Judah, right? And on this trail or whatever it is, Naomi says to her two daughter-in-laws, she says, you know, go back to your mother's house. Go back to Moab. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And we see that both Orpah and Ruth, they were exposed to the God of Israel, right? They were living that life. And out of the two of them, we find that Orpah was the one who was willing to go back to her pagan lifestyle, to go back to the culture which she came out of, and the gods that are served in that culture. She was willing to go back to those things, but Ruth was not. In fact, she actually tells Naomi, you know, I'm with you, basically. You know, she says, don't tell me to quit following you. I'm with you. I'm going with you. And she says, you know, your people will be my people and your God, my God. Again, she was exposed to this wonderful God of Israel and everything that he has to offer us, right? So if you're listening to this point, then I believe that you are a Ruth. You're not willing to revert back to the old you. You're not willing to go back to the old habits, the old mindsets, the old way of doing things. No, that's not you, right? You've encountered the one true, living, wonderful, amazing God, and you're committed to move with him. You're committed to go where he says go, to be obedient, to love him, to serve him. So my message really today is that I want to dare you to love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your mind. Give everything that you have back to God. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you. You know, there was a time in my life where I felt like I felt like far from God, if that makes sense. Like, I always know he's there. I know that he will never leave. He will never forsake us, right? But there's kind of a staleness that can happen in life, and a distance. Let's just say that. There's a distance that can happen. And really what's happening is there's a distance between you and God because you have grown further away. But when you learn to come back, to draw near to him, and to begin to love him, to come back to your one true love, the one who created you, the one who goes before you, the one who makes the path straight. When you come to a place where you're willing to love him with everything that you have, and you're willing to give up everything that you've worked so hard maybe for, when nothing else really matters as much as that relationship, when everything else pales in that same light, I just want to invite you and dare you, really. I dare you to love God. And I call it a dare because right now, the life that we're called to live, you have to be dared to do it. You have to be daring to live that life. Because one, it's not easy. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. But it's not easy. So it takes some commitment. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to really love God with everything that you are. So I want to dare you to do that. I want to dare you to see what it is that God has for you. To turn to Him, to run to Him in this time. And be willing to give it all. And if you're willing to lose your life, I can promise you that you will find it. You'll actually find it. Because the God who created you knows you. He knows that thing that lights you up. He knows the things that He put in you that you just love, that you're passionate about. And if you can seek after Him, He promises that you won't be disappointed. So that's my invite to you, and that is really what I want to dare you to do this week. Draw close to God. Draw close to His presence. Even if it feels like He's not there, He is. Draw close to Him and He will draw close to you. Right? So that's really the message that has been ringing in my heart this week. And it's just kind of been over and over again. I've been revisiting these things. So I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that it really made you think, that it really maybe even challenged you in a way. And if you liked this video, I want to also invite you, as always, to check out my 4-day confidence jumpstart. It's free. It's just a challenge that I put together, just like this new training that I'm going to be introducing soon, to really help you to grow. So that's what I want to do. And I'll make sure that I have everything that you need to be able to find that and to start it. So get excited about that, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, right? It does help reach as well, reach more people. So like the video, and if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the bell notification so that way you know when a new video drops. But that's what I have for you today, so we'll chat in the next video.